Have you ever stopped to think about what's really going on behind the scenes of your favorite streaming services? You know, the videos that just magically appear on your YouTube homepage or the shows Netflix insists you'll love? It all feels kind of random, right? Well, it's not at all. Right now, the entire world of media is going through this massive, chaotic shift. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you how AI and some very strange new partnerships are completely rewriting the rules for what you watch.
So here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about why those big, shared cultural moments online seem to be vanishing. Then we'll get into this great streaming reshuffle and figure out why bitter rivals are suddenly best friends. We'll also zero in on the two biggest players out there, YouTube and Netflix, and see how they're starting to look weirdly similar. After that, we dive into the real game changer, AI. And finally, we'll tie it all together to give you a sneak peek at what your future feed is going to look like.
All right, let's jump into our first section. This is all about a huge change that happened right under our noses on a platform that, let's be real, billions of us use every single day.
Okay, I want you to think back for a second. Do you remember that trending tab on YouTube? The one that was supposed to show you what everyone, and I mean everyone in your entire country, was watching?
Well, as of July 1st, 2025, it's gone. Poof. YouTube just got rid of it. And this wasn't some glitch or a mistake, it was a very deliberate decision. And that decision tells us a whole lot about where online culture is headed. The big question, of course, is why? See, the trending page was one of the last big places online that wasn't surgically tailored just for you. It was this rare, common ground, a kind of ground truth for what an entire nation was talking about. It was our digital campfire. And getting rid of it marks this huge shift away from that kind of shared experience. And it pushes us even deeper into our own little personalized bubbles, where what's trending for you might be totally invisible to your best friend.
Okay, so let's move on because this all connects. The death of the trending page? That wasn't just a random event. No, it's a symptom of a much, much bigger earthquake that is shaking the entire streaming industry to its core.
So here's the heart of the problem. The gold rush is over. That explosive growth in streaming subscriptions we saw for years, it's slowing down, and fast. I mean, look at this. It's dropping from 12% growth in 2024 all the way down to a forecast of just 5% in 2026. And when you can't just easily grab new customers, the whole game changes. It stops being about growth at all costs and becomes a brutal fight for profit. And that is forcing these companies to do some really weird things.
And all that pressure has led to the rise of this fantastic concept, the frenemy. I love this word. These are companies that are normally fierce competitors, but they've all realized they just can't win this war alone anymore. So what do? They team up. They start sharing content, bundling their services, anything to survive. It's a total 180 from the old streaming wars mindset.
And I mean, just look at some of these deals. You've got Disney Plus partnering with ITV over in the UK because they're trying to reach an older audience they just couldn't crack on their own. In France, Netflix is literally putting the live TV channels of a major broadcaster, TF1, right inside the Netflix app. That's a huge deal. And then there's Amazon Prime Video partnering up with France TV just so they can get their hands on live sports like the Olympics. The key thing here is that every one of these deals is a win-win, designed to fill a huge gap in the other company's strategy.
Now, this brings us to the two undisputed heavyweights of the streaming world, YouTube and Netflix. For years, these guys operated in completely different universes, but now their playbooks are starting to converge in some really fascinating ways.
It's actually wild to think that Netflix started out as a service that mailed you DVDs in little red envelopes, and YouTube was just a place for, cat videos and birthday parties. They could not have been more different. But as you can see on this timeline, the market has just pushed them closer and closer together. And now, by 2026, they're basically going to be fighting for the exact same turf.
And you can see it happening right across the board. Look at this. YouTube, the original home of short, creator-made videos, is now pouring money into original scripted shows and movies you have to pay for. At the same time, Netflix, the king of big-budget, long-form TV, is aggressively pushing into short-form content and video podcasts to try and grab younger viewers. They're even swapping business models. YouTube is building up its premium subscriptions, and Netflix has now fully embraced advertising. It's like they're becoming mirror images of each other.
Okay, now for the secret ingredient, the force multiplier that's powering this entire shakeup. Underneath all these business strategies is a tech revolution that's changing the fundamental DNA of media. And that, of course, is artificial intelligence.
So, what does AI's impact actually look like in dollars and cents? Well, to get a sense of that, we can look at the gaming industry, which is usually a few steps ahead of everyone else. This number right here, 2 to 3 times. That's the premium that investors are willing to pay for gaming companies that really get AI right. It's a huge flashing sign pointing to where all the value is headed.
And this isn't just for the big guys. In the startup world, a regular gaming company might get valued at around $5 million, but one that's built on AI from the ground up, $13 million. So why the massive jump? It's because investors know that AI is the engine for future growth. It lets you create more engaging content, it keeps users hooked for longer, and it opens up totally new ways to make money. And that exact same logic is now being applied to every single streaming platform you use.
And we're moving way beyond just better recommendations. We're entering the era of what's called agentic AI. This is the next leap forward. This is an AI that doesn't just find stuff for you, it does stuff for you. It's basically your own personal digital assistant that can handle complex jobs all by itself.
Let me make this super simple. Imagine, instead of opening 20 tabs, you just say, "Find me the best deal on this book," and buy it. The AI agent takes over. It scours the internet for prices, it reads the reviews, it picks the best option, it uses your payment info, and it completes the purchase. Boom! The book is on its way, and you barely lifted a finger. This is where everything, search, shopping, and media is going.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's bring it all home and focus on the most important question here. What does all of this actually mean for you and the future of your feed?
All right, here are the 4 big takeaways. Number 1, the idea of a universal trending topic is pretty much dead, and it's being replaced by hyper-personalized feeds made just for you. 2, get ready to see a lot more of these frenemy bundles as streaming services team up to keep you from canceling. 3, the lines between giants like YouTube and Netflix are going to keep blurring until you can barely tell them apart. And finally, AI is evolving from a simple recommendation tool into your own personal agent, actively shaping your entire digital life.
And that leaves us with one last kind of unsettling thought to chew on. As these incredibly powerful AI agents get smarter and smarter, as they learn to anticipate what we want and just do it for us, we have to ask a really important question. In a world where the platforms are literally thinking for you, who or what is actually in charge of what you see, what you discover, and maybe even what you believe?